Hello, future millionaires. Welcome to Luxe Society, a place where we inspire and motivate future millionaires. Today we talk about the demolishing of some of the tallest buildings in the world. Building something requires time, energy, money, and a lot of resources. But ever wondered, does one demolish a tall building? It is amusing for many people to see the downfall of a building. Before we start, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any updates. Now let us get into some of the demolitions and also the reason behind them. 270 Park Avenue building was located in Midtown of Manhattan, in the neighborhood of New York City. This building is one of the most recent demolitions that has occurred. The height of the building was 216 meters, and it had 52 floors. The construction of this building started back in 1957. Then what happened was that the building had to come down. JP Morgan wants to build spacious headquarters. The demolition took place with the help of cranes. Every floor is broken separately, and it took them 3 years to complete the process. If everything goes according to plan, 270 Park Avenue could create history and become the tallest building in history. Next up on the list, we have the AFE Tower. Located at Goethe University Frankfurt, Germany. The tower was 116 meters and one of the tallest buildings to be demolished in that area. The residents living in the area were constantly complaining when the demolition process was taking too long. They were tearing down the building floor by floor, but due to the troubles people had to face, they decided to demolish it through a controlled blast. In 2014, the entire tower was demolished within a few seconds. A lot of spectators gathered to see the process. The property was vacant for a long time until a 140 West named residential and hotel tower was made. The hotel tower now has some luxury apartments to the top and down below the hotel. Another such demolition happened of the Singer building. It was located at the early skyscraper of Manhattan in New York City. The exact location was 149 Broadway. The building, which was an office before, stood 185 meters tall. But if you measure it from the tip, it is 205 meters. The building was demolished in 1969 to make way for the One Liberty Plaza. They took down the building floor by floor. It is known to be one of the most peaceful demolitions in history. The next building is the Ocean Tower, which was located in South Padre Island in Texas. The tower stood tall at 115 meters. Building planned to include luxurious apartments, pools, a spa, and a lot more facilities. But 2 years into construction, the builders realized something was wrong. The cracks started to appear on the pillars. Even though the workers thought they could fix it, the cracks came back again. When it is investigated, they found out that the tower had shrunk by approximately 16 inches. The other for it is leaning tower, as it started to lean due to the shrink. In December 2009, the tower was finally demolished by a controlled implosion since the builders could bear no more losses. The Grand Prince Hotel Alaska, located in Tokyo, was built back in 1982. The hotel was 114 meters tall with 39 floors. The hotel was demolished because the property values changed drastically. The reason known is that the hotel's design was not up to the mark. Standards had changed. It fell victim to the bull market and got demolished in 2013. The process of this demolition is known to be the most unique way ever. They did not make use of a controlled blast. Instead, they used a crane to remove out all the beams, concrete and paneling from inside. The floor-by-floor demolition took place in bits. It must have required a lot of patience to do such a lengthy process. The demolition process was documented so that the spectators would not have to wait for weeks. Later, in place of the hotel, Tokyo Garden Terrace was constructed. It is now used as a center as a banquet and wedding hall. Now we make way to Hong Kong, where the Ritz-Carlton was built in 1993. The reason given for demolition was that they wanted to make way for a spacious and luxurious office space. The building was standing tall at the height of 142 meters. The tower had 17 floors. With a controlled implosion, the tower was down in 2009. The hotel was then reopened at International Commerce Center in March 2011. Then we have the Landmark Towers that were located in Texas in Fort Worth. The Landmark Tower stood dauntingly tall at 116 meters. Back in 1957, it was known to be the tallest skyscraper in the city. A unique feature of that tower was that it had a revolving digital clock at the top of it. It was famous as it had the largest digital clock in the world. Due to a tornado hitting the tower in 2002, it got entirely abandoned. The damage it suffered after being there for 30 years was irrevocable. Instead of taking it down floor by floor, they decided to do an implosion. Over 15 blocks of the areas were vacated, and over a few minutes, the entire building came crumbling down. Mina Plaza is one such tower on the list that was never completed. It was located in Abu Dhabi. The plaza had 4 individual towers that were standing tall at 165 meters. The construction of these towers started in 2009, but a few years later, 2012, there was a dispute between the owners. They did try to build the plaza again in 2014, but they had to stop due to financial issues. The building was left abandoned for many years. Until 2020, the government decided to demolish the building. They wanted to do it to rebuild the port of Mina Zayed. The owners of Mina Plaza made sure the surrounding areas were safe and cleared. Then all the towers were demolished with the help of 13,000 pounds of plastic explosives. The plaza towers went tumbling down in a matter of 10 seconds. Going to China, we have the building in Jian City. The building, built back in 1996, had a height of 118 meters, but after its construction, the property was left empty for decades. Reportedly, it was the property of the Jinhua pharmaceutical factory. Due to its abandonment and expenses, the China government finally decided to demolish the building. They first dug a 13-foot deep trench around the perimeter of the building. It was done to reduce the impact of the huge explosion. It took 1.4 tons of dynamite and detonators to get the building demolished. Immediately after this, new construction began for a commercial building. Now we have the One Meridian Plaza that is located in Philadelphia. The construction of this building was finished in 1972, but the building, which was 150 meters tall, could not be saved from its end. The humongous fire broke out on the 22nd floor of the plaza in 1991. The damages suffered due to it were extensive and cost a lot. For the next years, the building was in an abandoned state. The owners and the insurance company were in a feud about how much money would the insurers get, and also how would the demolition process go ahead. Finally, in 1999, the plaza was demolished. Later, a memorial is built in 2009 in honor of the 3 firefighters who lost their lives in the fire breakout. The power station Westerholt had the longest chimney of 337 meters, making it the tallest structure in history. It was located in Gesellkirchen-Westerholt in Germany in the 1960s, but the smokestack that made it tall was built in 1981. The powerhouse then was led to an unfortunate decommission on 13th of May 2005. Then on 3rd of December 2006, 2 controlled blasts were done on the chimney. In a matter of a few seconds, the chimney turned into a big pile of debris. We have the historic J.L. Hudson departmental store that was built back in 1911. It was located in Detroit in Michigan, and when it became available for public use, it stood tall at 134 meters. The building was all in one as it had everything: retail stores, office spaces. It was known to be one of the popular buildings of those times. According to 1911, it was the tallest departmental store in the whole world. The departmental store was then demolished in 1998. The reason for the demolition was the decline in the population of the city. With that, its wealth also declined and the store went out of business. But when the demolition happened, it caused a lot of damage to the nearby areas. It broke the windows of the nearby retail stores, which were vacated. The impact of the blast was so strong that it also caused damage to the Detroit People Mover. After this, the construction of a giant skyscraper started and is approximately 278 meters. It is estimated to open to the public by 2022, but this demolition was by far considered one of the most harmful and expensive ones. Thank you so much for stopping by, and remember, your dreams will come through, just believe. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel Luxe Society. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Bye!